Okie dokie. Let's pour this bad boy, then we'll get ready. Lug. Well, okie dokie. Let us prepare for the first run in the new version here. Dungeon crawl. Just regular, please and thank you, DCSS. And... oh, there we go. I was not focused on the window. Much better. And let's see. So, armators, hey? So, still fast rolling. Well protected. Great potion drinkers. So that's what I remember. They lack dexterity and scroll reading speed. So, slow to read. Okay, fair enough. We list the aptitudes here. In fact, maybe let's back out once. Let's go one deeper, and then we'll list aptitudes just to be a little bit clearer where we're looking. So, armor, fairly decent. Dodging, bad, fair enough. Stealth, actually better than expected. That's interesting. Plus 10% HP, so we'll have a bit of extra health under our belt here. Good Invo-Evo, or at least decent. Not great weapon training, which is a bit of a shock to me. And also not great spells. So very defensive-minded, it seems at the moment here. What else do you do, my friends? I mean, I guess we'll probably start out with Fighter just to keep things simple and straightforward to begin with here. Maybe what we'll do, something I do much more often off stream, not so much on stream. And unfortunately that means I have not made a good screen region to show it, but I'm just on my other monitor here looking at the DCSS wiki, seeing what kind of information we might want off the bat here. They're deformed, so that's good to know. No boots, but have bardings, of course. Makes sense. Shell water doesn't affect us. Less encumbered by shields. That's lovely. Rugged brown scales. So AC plus 3 and plus 7% max HP. So we actually have plus 17% max HP. That's nice. Roll page, I like. They have innate rampaging, rolling quickly as they move towards enemies. Oh, so the rolling is not like Palantonga's. Interesting. So we have an armored tail that's an auxiliary attack, awkward tongue, Serena scrolls 50% slower, fair enough, and long tongue. Weird, but potion effects are doubled, see below for details. Huh, so it's not just healing potions. Haste potions are doubled. Potion experience grant 2 XP levels. Potion of mutation is twice as effective. Holy moly. Well, that is very interesting. No bonus from Potion Petition, fair enough. But Zom does give double effects from God Potion effect gifts. Very, very interesting. Well, let's not worry too much about the other details here and hop right into it. Yeah, I think we will start with a fighter. Let's keep it simple. And you know, it's been a while since we did just the classic War Axe fighter. Not great aptitudes, which is making me immediately debate my decision, but let's do it. It's been too long, and I'm looking forward to it. And let's be rolling thunder. No idea why. First thing that came to mind. It's that kind of a day. Axe is up to 14. Shields shouldn't need that much training, fortunately, because of our side, but a little bit doesn't hurt at the very least. And again, another thing I should have done before stream today was do a bit of a refresh as to what all the new version includes, but instead we're just gonna jump right into it and we can experience all that fantastic content together. So we'll see how it goes here, how far along we get before we can end off for the evening. But of course, last but not least, we'll do an exchange of the game seats here, just in case any of you lovely folks want to join along from at home. And let's see how things go, shall we? Immediately finding a ring of strength. Okay, I'll take it. A scroll that we'll probably never use. Oh, and right, there's... oh, another ring of strength. Okay, plus 12 strength on D1. That's interesting. But one thing I did not realize is this little rampage icon. I've seen it before. I saw it, I think, on Wizard Stream, but I just assumed that it was, you know, an init file edit or something like that. Did not realize it was built into the latest edition. That is very nice. I feel like that may be a lifesaver for me as somebody who constantly forgets that I have Rampage and just trundles my way into deeper and deeper issues. That's a lifesaver potentially. So hopefully we can take advantage of that, especially on our Armator friends here. And let's see how our initial foray into this version goes, shall we? I think we're just strength dumping. Just gonna go as balls to the walls we can. Who was that Sigmund? It was Sigmund. In that case, goodbye, my friends. I'm just gonna walk away. An invisible Sigmund is not what you want to face off against. Ooh, missing my turn for the stairs, also not what you want to do, just for the record here, in case everyone was wondering or curious about that. Just terrible choices by me. Beautiful. I mean, what else should we come to expect after what we saw with Nadia earlier? Oh, and I'm lethally poisoned already. Haste. Well, let's at least try to kill the snake before we die. We're gonna die regardless. Don't get it twisted. Let's immediately just jump right back in. To, of course, the same Rolling Thunder. In fact, I just thought our skill choices were a little off, so I'm doing all of this for completely unrelated reasons. Don't worry about me. Just maybe close your eyes for a bit here, especially as we do this part. Excuse me, pardon me, don't mind me. Oh, that's weird. Our seed changed. How odd and strange. Have a warm-up for sure. I mean, to be fair, how else would we expect the first run of point 30 to go? You got to give the game an easy layup. It puts them into a false sense of confidence. We are, in fact, inflicting DCSS itself, and by extension, the RNG gods, with a sense of hubris, which, as we've come to know on a personal level, is the worst thing that one can possibly experience. At least worst in regards to your continued survival and ability to not do incredibly stupid things. So when you think about it that way, maybe DCSS was the dumb one all along. Not me. Couldn't be me. But let's swap into the chainmail for a little bit of extra defensive capability in the early game here. And otherwise, we're jumping right back into it. Oh me oh my. I know, maybe this time we'll luck into an artifact axe, and I don't have to be good. I don't have to be smart. Just have to get lucky, as is so often the case. Ooh, but a pair of gloves at least gives us a little bit of extra defense once again here. It's good to trick the game. Thank you, Miranda God Gamer, for some sweet seeds. I mean, that's the strategy, right? That's the plan, my friend. Ooh, and new Fated Altar? So how does this work? It's either Fedhas, Trog, or Jivia. I mean, I have to take it. If I get Jivia on D1, then that is a godsend, because otherwise it's going to be very tough, especially with my personal rule of never abandoning the gods. Trog and Fedhas are both fine. I mean, Fedhas, nah, but not bad. Escape, enter to convert. There we go. That's what I wanted. And we get Trog, of course. The one god that we can actively choose right from the beginning screen. Perfect. But, you know, in all seriousness, very strong choice for us. We should be able to do fairly well with Trog, especially on a character that is very much focused on your classic slash and bash here. Hello, Sigmund. Sigmund is to you, my friend. Let's try and find a different stairwell that's not quite as nightmarish. That seems to be at least partially fitting the bill here thus far, so that's fantastic. Immediately, Auto Explorer takes us right back to the scene of the crime, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Oki, with our very tumultuous past relationships. A bit of a love-hate thing where you love to hate me, but I just can't stay away from the convenience, so that is a-okay. Protection from cold is meh. Debating leaving the floor, especially as we find the stairwell, but if I can do a little bit of exploration before needing to do so, then every little bit of experience and treasure we find here will help us out a great deal in the whole continued survival and not dying an untimely death here. But we'll see how that goes. Let's maybe head on down here. There's some stuff. Fantastic. And then next up, we can head all the way up to the top here. Try and keep the enemies guessing. The paradigm is shifting all wibbly wobbly like. And you know what? Here's actually probably a fine entrance point, especially as we see immediately that it connects to where we were heading anyway. So that is fantastic. And no Sigmund, don't boom me, please don't boom me. I'm probably getting a bit close to Sigmund showing up. Hello there, my friend. What crazy fortune that we run into you. No one could have possibly seen that one coming. But let's instead just head down to the next floor, and there we go. We don't die to our second adder of the run, and instead murdered immediately. Thank you. You know what, maybe we were onto something with that whole luck gambit. Oh, Nefedes altar. We were just thinking about you, my friend. I do have to remember that I am worshipping Trog here. Scroll of acquirement. Okay, scroll blinking, 3 ID scrolls, and then I have 66 left, so that's enough for a teleport. And let's just mark that fear scroll as a future buy here. And that is lovely. Unfortunately, it does turn out to be our very first blink scroll. I was kind of hoping we could get into some shenanigans there, but that is fine. And otherwise, we'll get some of our potions ID'd here. So we have might, which is fantastic. Oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be complaining. Second blink scroll right there for your trouble. Ooh, and another shop. Minus Telly is probably a deal breaker, but otherwise resist poison and regen is a godsend. So instead, we'll just, I guess, take a look at this normal regen amulet. Anything else we'll probably search up if it becomes critically necessary. I'll mark you even though I'll probably never buy you. Again, the inability to teleport is unfortunately just a bit too much of a deal breaker. And of course, Trog hates books because, as Trog loves to say, books are for nerds. But okie dokie, we'll just fight through everyone here a little haphazardly. Probably should have chilled out just a smidge, made sure that we made it out in one piece, but why bother when we could instead just make it out in one piece, forehead? It's that easy. Hello, Yuf. Sorry to interrupt your nap, my friend. Sorry again. I promise we are not a home intruder and we respect you. Well, let's Trog's hand to start off. I was tempted to berserk, but then I realized if I get lethally poisoned, I'm gonna very much regret that action. Now, we do see very distant, so let's not auto-explore and instead just start a wandering ourselves. +5 quarterstaff. Slightly tempting, but not in the cards for me, I don't believe. Ooh, more curing, don't mind if I do. And let's head directly upwards, hopefully getting a little bit closer to our sewer entrance here. Did it come up at all during that fight? Because I, for one, was not paying attention. Slow roasting of a distant drain, so that means we're getting slightly closer. We're, you know, warmer. Maybe head a bit to the right. It's going to be like top center. Kind of makes a certain amount of sense. Ooh, very nearby. And in fact, call me crazy, but I think this may in fact be our sewer entrance. And unfortunately, as we just saw, we do not need to worry about shallow water ruining our attacks. So we're just going to keep on keeping on, heading right on in. Now if I find a Jivia altar here, I'm going to be a very sad roly boy, but not super likely regardless, so I'm sure we'll be fine. Hello. Flight potions. Okay, Bat. I was about to say it's going to be annoying as all get up, but fortunately they choose the correct move to escape our ire and just hang out next to us, so thank you for that, my friend. And oh gosh, that's a lot of potential poison. Well, hello there. I'm just gonna lock myself in this closet we just emptied. Now that's more like it. Why couldn't we all just contain copious amounts of money instead? Let's not be silly here, right? Scrolls of noise, I guess we could pick up. Again, one of those things where I always tell myself I'm gonna do some fancy maneuver to make use of them at an appropriate time, but unfortunately never really pans out as well as I dream of in my misguided head. So instead, let us just start exploring, as it were. I mean, they have all these light potions. Screw it. Let's see. Dang, there's gonna be nothing, isn't there? Only had temporary flights, so our character decided to go the long way around. Perfect. You know what? Let's take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. No. Never mind, not worth it. Will fly last, starting to lose my buoyancy. Spoiler, it will not last, but I don't need this many flight potions. Let's, for the sake of being able to complain about it, make sure we check out all the corners, because gosh darn it, I wish there were some secrets, as it were. I'm a sucker for secrets, what can I say? But regardless, pretty fantastic start here so far. Let's just keep things rolling as much as we can. Manual of ranged weapon, if we ever so desire. I'll at least mark it down for the future. How are we doing for cash? 150 is still a long ways off from either the regen or the acquirement scroll. Hello friends. Man, it feels good to just be tabbing again. Oh, you were sorely missed, tab key. Which, ooh, I was about to say is probably a bit of a dumb move on my part. Can release spores, do sleep if any damage is dealt. Huh. Surprisingly ambulatory mushroom. It wafts its spores over prey to send them into a deep sleep, making it simple for the fungus to kill and devour them. It can take months for its mycelia to fully infiltrate and digest victims. Well, that's fun. There's 9 damage on you, hey? But you're probably going to put me to sleep when there are other friends nearby, and I'm going to be a sad boy. Or not. Managed to make it through. But our first new enemy of the release here, so that is exciting on its own, regardless. Yeah, I throw a rock at you, Ijib. Foolishly, maybe, but here we are. Another blinking scroll, thank you. And a decent number of throwable weapons coming our way here, which I'm hoping to take advantage of. We also fortunately have some cold resistance, so our white imp friend there is no problem whatsoever for us to deal with. And I guess otherwise we're just gonna head right back into the mix. Oh, there's an entrance. Would you look at that? And here I thought I was onto something clever. Let's Trog's Hand, get some regen going, and then we can probably out-heal the majority of trouble. So that is lovely. Oh, please wander into the... Zom, could you confuse these people, please? Zom? You have like one thing going for you in life. If you could just be cool for once. God darn it. It looks like the ogre actually did wander in it and died. I don't know, disappeared suddenly, which I assume was a convenient case of, you know, drowning in lava, which, you know, to be fair, happens to us all. Happens to the mostly the worst of us, but technically anyone and everyone. What am I doing? Well, good thing we have all these blink scrolls, hey folks? So just continue to tab fight into a horde of whites who are absolutely ruining my day. Fantastic work, Torinski. You are truly a god gamer amongst mortals here, but we'll instead swap over to different stairwell and meet another sleep cap. Hello, my friend. What a cutie. This time we at least get our polearm buddy alone, so that's a bit of an advantage. I was also not really paying attention, you know, with the whole running for my life, scared to the absolute core of my being. I was not paying attention. Did any of those whites have axes? If I could get a magic axe, I would very much appreciate it. In fact, I think we must have left some friends behind, right? We killed Polearm Buddy. Okay, well, we definitely left you. Ooh, and I snuck a peek there. You did have an axe. You fool. A +5 war axe of freezing. Okay. Oops, I did not mean to remove that exclusion. Let's not wander into the Zom altar if we can help it, please and thank you. But a +5 war axe on the other hand. Now that is something to be cheerful about here. Hopefully. Triple crossbow? Okay. Sorry, very easily distracted here today. Triple crossbow though. There is a whatchamacallit, a manual of ranged combat waiting for us up above. So methinks there might be some fun shenanigans to pull at some point during this run. I mean, I'm not too dead set on it, especially since, as always, I would probably prefer to have a shield. You know, if it's not a pure ranged character or Formicid, it's probably not happening, but it might. You never know what the dungeon has in store for us here. And okie dokie. Now this is starting to look a little more like it as we continue to blitz our way through the dungeon. Already at D7. How about that? Guess I was about to say the water moccasin could change things, because I was expecting a little bit more specifically poison damage to come in and kill our high, but instead it's looking alright for the time being.